yes and ooh. Most people that know nothing about improv, the one thing that they might know is whose line is it anyway, and the second thing they'll know is probably yes and, or this idea of what we call the building blocks of improv. They start with yes and because yes pretty much welcomes in the idea. Anything that's offered, we are going to say yes to it, and we're going to embrace the idea. And then and is a substantial choice that's being made off of that foundation. So these two things together create dimension. And if we think of them actually as building blocks, so let's think of them as brick and mortar. The mortar is yes. It gives us all this holding power because of the way it embraces the brick. And then the brick is the and. It's a little more substantial. But together they build this dynamic, strong wall. If we tried to make a wall just out of bricks, and, it might go a lot faster to create so quickly without taking the time to say yes underneath, but it's also going to, although it's creating dimension, it's going to be a weak wall. We're going to be able to push that wall over very easily because nothing's holding it together. Now, if we take a bunch of yes and we forget the bricks and we just yes. Somebody says, why don't we go to the beach? Yes, we should go to the beach. Yes, we should go to the beach. Yes, we're going to the beach. Well, we haven't done anything. We haven't moved anywhere. We just have this sprawling, and there is no dimension being created this way. It's just this sprawl of information that really just kind of sits in its own shit. And so we don't go in any real clear direction. So we really need these two things to group together. Yes and, yes and, yes and. And it hardens and builds this really nice base or foundation for us to build scenes upon. But yes and can be robotic. You could be clinically great and just do a textbook yes ander, but it might feel lifeless because it's just being built. The same way you might watch a robot build a super train or something. I like to say that we need ooh as well, and that's a vital part of these building blocks, because the ooh tells us how we feel about the wall and the dimension and the scene that we're building. So we put down our first brick and we ooh about how we feel about the work that we're doing. And then it's laborious. And this ooh tells the audience, wow, this is hard work. And so we can keep heightening that ooh as it continues and heighten even with the yes that we're doing. So now it gives such this dimension that's being built more characterization and more of a sense of self. We can also go, and as we ooh more and more, we know that we're thrilled and delighted by the wall that we're building and the scene that we're building. The ooh is vital to sharing with the audience how we feel about our scene, how we feel about ourselves. It creates that sense of self. And without it, scenes can feel a little robotic.